Hello, everyone. Okay, so welcome, everyone. Welcome to our monthly artist chat. Today, we are featuring the artists from the Me and Black Lives Matter project. Uh, I am Danilo Gambini. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm the Rattlestick Directing Fellow. Before we start our event, I want to read our land acknowledgement. We are hosted by Rattlestick Playwrights Theater, whose physical space stands in the unceded lands of the Lenape people. As an online event that addresses global issues, we recognize that in countless places in the world, Native peoples were abused, murdered, and forcefully removed from their lands by ideals and actions of land discovery and settler colonization. We recognize and respect all the Native peoples all over the world and invite every individual in this event to investigate the history of the land on which they stand and their Native peoples. Colonization is an ongoing process that still harms and destroys lives and cultures. Let us honor, respect, and hold the open space for all Native peoples, past, present, and future. This, this acknowledgement demonstrates a commitment to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism. Me and Black Lives Matter is supported by Rattlestick Board's member Horace Barker together with the Battin Foundation. And the seeds of this initiative began with a mini grant opportunity for artists under 21 to create work in response to the Black Lives Matter movement. The artists were directed by and developed their work under Troy Anthony, and I'll pass the word to Troy now.
Hi, friends! Hi, everybody! I'm so happy. This is the most applause I've received all year. I, uh, this is me and Black Lives Matter. These are the things that I want you to know about the peoples whose work you're about to see. I have this theory. So I work with a lot of younger people. Um, I like to work with them. I feel like they keep me young. They teach me a lot about things, and I'm always put in the position where I'm supposed to teach them stuff, and then they end up teaching me things, and it's not right because like it's just not right. Like I feel like I was supposed to anyway. It's a selfish reason why I do this work. What I want you to know about these young people, especially, is that there's something in the water. Like, I don't know if you all notice this about young people right now, but really, I feel like my generation. I come from a millennial label. Our job is just going to be get out of the way. Like, like there are older people. I feel they're like holding on to it a little too long, and then it's like my generation is just going to be like, we're just stepping aside for these people that you're about to hear. um the work that you're about to hear, it is profound, it is hopeful, it is joyful, um it is tragic, it will make you think, and I invite you to just listen as they share. I feel really honored to get out of the way and to introduce you to Me and Black Lives Matter, which was written by Gerald, James, Natalie, Osaretin, Sage, and Cris. This isn't Me and Black Lives Matter. But before that, I want to give you a little Zoom orientation. For the best viewing experience, you can do whatever you want. It's your computer. I'm not gonna like nobody's gonna know. But for the best viewing experience, I would go to the top right corner and click on that little view button and put it on speaker view. And then I would also hide all non video participants. And I would encourage you to just turn off your camera and just let these young people be seen. However, you're not off the hook. This is not a passive experience. I love Zoom because of this beautiful chat that we have. and it's a direct link to the thoughts that are in your mind. And as the young people say, just gas them up for the entire performance. If there's a line that resonates with you, put it in there. This is active. It's a conversation. That's what you came here for, right? Um, so now, without any further ado, I present me and Black Lives Matter.
It is with a very heavy heart and an even lighter conscience that I am here to announce the death of a black boy spurred.
White America, we are here to announce the death of a young black boy spurred. But not his person, but not his being. After all, how could I be seeing him in the car mirrors and the puddles that I drag my 2-ton fun-sized shadow to this showing of people's poetry and black pride?
Oh, my beautiful blue-eyed white bride America. We are here to announce the death of a young and wishful black boy spurred, and we are also here to congratulate you. Another job well done on what I heard to be routine. If niggas in Congress said it need be, you have successfully tamed without a day to waste whatever revolutionary chip was in place, domesticated the hell out of it. So damn you academia, and damn the cocktails and ale I sipped with white teachers claiming they understand the black student disconnect like they ain't teach at Yale.
What was supposed to become a mature butterfly has died in its cocoon. Too soon the lashes on his back miss being soothed by pseudo-intellectual monsoons. The fellow pretentious brothers and sisters who feel fit to speak on the subtle art of fatal Afro-American ignorance.
My even closer colleagues who attempt to change the institution
Wow.
with no resolution, along with feral hotips pushing 76 in a system without realizing they are merely adapting to it.
And so, one last time, we are here to speak on the passing of a young, wishful, and now dead Black boy Spurred, and to announce that he is no longer a visionary interested in a then invested interests of race equity kits, the blamed 15%, or whatever form my 40 acres and a mule I've been hell bent on getting full of my taking it. So we have taken position here today to read out a message written in his last days. For if there's any way a white man could dare be criticized for the murder of a black man of any kind, guaranteed there'll be a suicide note scribbled promptly on the other side. Inside, every man has the seed of a flower. If he looks within, he finds beauty and power. It is something like that that I wish the cold tundra I've roamed could conjure. But how much longer will my generation be forced to act as a bulwark, as a buffer for the consequences set upon us by our predecessors so that now we must suffer? 400 more shades of my tar-struck Kama Sutra, lost in the strands of revived reform, yet revolting revolution. Your intelligence is useless. Peace to the Panthers, but George Jackson, I salute you. I refuse your notion of kindness and peace, then for you to finally replace what are now pieces of a man. For I see meekness when fear now mocks you. For I smell weakness when I should smell copper. But go ahead and stick those Black Lives Matter clips to your locker. Value our stability and remember stagnation is its own trip. And walk away knowing in 20 years your protester t-shirt won't mean shit. I am not angry. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for caring. For the first time in my life, not having to feel or feeling determined isn't scary. Something that the saddest death can't range. Nigga, you want change? Beg to Huey, Malcolm, and Howard, and ask the now defunct Pierre to help you in your darkest hour. Beg to Martin, Parks, and Coretta to take the knife out your back and kiss your stab wounds better. Beg to Seba, Michaels, and Hassim, and come up with ways to exploit the Black community better than the whites ever did. Looking at the world around you in the turn of the century, you find yourself in the center. On the outside looking in, and on the inside looking around. All the heroes have been betrayed, locked in a cell, nowhere to be found. Gone almost as abruptly as the loss of a Black leader themselves. And so I've turned my soul inside out looking for answers. And now I'm stuck with a quiet, what else then?
I fear. Fear for my love. Fear what I do isn't enough. Fear I don't have enough. Fear the forbidden knowledge. And fear I don't have enough time. Time and again, a bullet. Time and again, Elijah McClain just wanted to go home. Time and again, Botham Jean just wanted to eat ice cream in his own home. Time and again, Ahmaud Arbery just wanted to run. Time and again, Trayvon Martin just wanted a pack of Skittles. Time and again, Ayanna Jones just wanted to be safe at home. Were those fireworks? Or another black body snatch? This just in, it's on the news. Nothing new under the sun. Do I fight or do I run? When the bells of justice ring, ignore what's been done or hear freedom sing? No. I choose to fight. I write to challenge the perception of the image of blackness. Restless while I'm praying. Walk these streets saying, hands up, don't shoot. You say we pillage and loot. America's the tree. Racism is the root. We thought we were free. You took that as a cue to go on a murder spree. Pop, pop, pop goes the cop. Stop, 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 says a mother with a shattered heart. You vilify the victim from the start. Police brutality is just a product of the immorality of racism. You would understand it if you'd hear us. Crime in our hoods is just a product of the hard times of poverty. You would understand that if you'd hear us. You pick and choose who you want to hear. Light is right, dark is what you fear. It seems 2020 was the year. The pandemic forced you to show your true colors. Now is the time to talk of healing. Let us, we the people, begin to find the humanity within each other in order to form a more perfect union. Show us your beauty. Let old hatreds die. Cast them away with the rest of your lies. Let it be gone with the wind. Gone, but never forgotten, just like my ancestors. Stop taking the knife out inch by inch. Remove it from my back and let it heal. Let it heal.
This American dream that we're supposed to believe is a lie, that equality of opportunity is given to all, but it's a problem to see our Black people strive. But why? Our blood, sweat, and tears are being walked on by the white man's heels. Do you see why I feel the way that I feel? I'm a Black woman who demands to see a change. These cops are killing us one by one like we're the disease, when it's a system that they work for that has instilled this problem across the 7 seas. Hear me. No more excuses for the disgust and brutality. No more letting these cases just go by passively. We stand to be treated with respect. We shouldn't be killed by the white man's knee being pinned down on our necks. I'm tired. Our ancestors fought too hard just to see racism take it this far. Enough is enough. Our mothers are mourning, our fathers are dying. And this is the system I'm supposed to confide in? Where's the humanity all for one? Why do Black people need to be angry just to see something get done? Put your gun down, put your hands up. It's what we're told, so we put our hands up. Don't shoot is what my brother said, but would they listen though? No. We're not the problem, we just want to see the change go. But the man in power wants injustice to stay the same, and that's where the problem lies. My heart is no longer at peace because they're killing my innocent people out in these streets. Do you hear me? This isn't a cry for help. Please don't like this because racism isn't something that you felt. Do it because you want change, because you want to see your neighbors walk the streets at ease. Don't wait till I'm screaming, please don't shoot me, please. What kind of life will my babies have? One day when I marry Black and I carry Black, will this be my daily distress? Will I have to raise my sons because they won't treat him anything but less? No, because it stops today. This is where I get on my knees and I pray, because we are fearfully and wonderfully made and God is in control. He hears our cry and he knows that we can't sleep at night, but justice will no longer go unserved. This is our fight and I stand for what's right. Rest in peace to all my brothers and sisters that lost their lives to those cops being brainwashed into not seeing the bigger picture. Your voices will no longer go unheard. Your lives matter. There will no longer be injustice for our future chapters because Black lives matter.
You look into our eyes, you see aggression. Going deeper into the soul, you see depression. Understanding us colored is deeper than it seems. Many die never knowing their aspirations or dreams. At times we're alone standing in the midst of it all. Misunderstood by many, at times we have no one to call. Many Black lives are full of struggle and loss, yet we stand up tall no matter the cost. You look in our eyes, you see aggression.
We aren't heard.
Anger at times stems from the abandoned adolescence, hard pounded and hungry to become great. Many go out thinking being poor and dying poor is their fate, but our heads are held high looking for the good side. We persevere knowing life hits and takes you for a ride. Our pains and struggles against racism make us stronger, but it raises a question, why?
Why when they hurt, they decide to hurt others?
Why do they try to turn us against each other, having brother kill brother?
In a world full of hate, full of hatred and injustice, who can we trust?
They stereotype and profile as if they have a secret lust. Many of them will never change.
So why, when we fight for what we believe in, we seem deranged?
Why must they think such thoughts of hate?
Why do many never care until it's too late?
Why do they hear and don't listen?
Discriminate so much until on a gravestone our name is written.
Why can't we all come together?
They try to kill and maintain us so we won't be better.
Why do bad things happen to those who do good?
Poverty set in a Black area becomes the hood. Many Blacks hurt but don't speak. Pain has been pecking at our trees like beaks.
Why do these whites hate instead of improve?
Us Blacks are relentless, many fighting knowing they have nothing to lose.
Why does it seem we're watching the rain as it's pouring down?
Many mothers and families cry but don't make a sound. They continue and persist on fighting us. So when we grow, they start to buzz. They hate to see us grow. They aim to take away our highs, leaving us to aim low. They see his ship sinking, but never tell the man. He's colored and is just trying to make it in life any way he can.
Why are there targets on a colored's back?
They look down on they teach us to look down on ourselves for the perfection we lack.
Why can't they just let us be great?
They decide to kill us at a distasteful and inhumane rate. They seem to hate the idea of us being as good or better. The pains of Blacks, expressed through music and through letters. Mothers and babies are crying.
Why are innocent fathers dying?
Legs and eyes are tired of fighting. It seems as if the color are being shot with bad lighting. We just want to see the change unfold. They got us in a tight hold.
How can one's heart be so cold?
Many are scared that they'll always be alone. America is a country for the be free, but might as well let the Blacks pay the fee. If we switch places, then maybe they'll know. The scars on our bodies aren't just for show. We've been running and moving, but it seems we've been moving in place. It's our job to actually put a move on and win this race. Officers call in an incident, yet another black man killed while being innocent. Society getting hit harder and harder, making heaven feel that much farther.
Why do we keep falling, trembling? Can we get some air?
Why are we always the ones dying? How is that fair?
Why did he die? Who did he kill?
They can't take their eyes off us like we're Lauryn Hill. I just want to show them the bigger picture. Maybe we just want to shine also and be great. One day be victors.
Why are they the ones killing instead of making corrections?
They never want to sit down, maybe make a connection. We want to be on top, but it feels like we're losing our grip. They push us until we finally give and slip, maybe dive and dip. We're fighting for world peace, but it seems we're being deceased. They tell us hands up, get on your knees. It's hard to depict the picture that no one sees. They continue to throw us down like animals, killing us daily. They're living like cannibals. We are no Marines, but they got us jumping like seals. We try to stand tall, but they're wearing their heels. I'm not the mom, but I'm fighting for my future wife and kids. I just want to make a change so they'll be proud of what their daddy did. I'll teach them to be careful what they say and act orderly and be polite. Before they leave the house, look up and pray. Pistols start popping and they start to scatter in different directions. When the sun went down, he died, but the killer was at home resting. Maybe one day we'll come together and racists will learn their lesson. That the truth is a black successful man isn't hard to find. They're just overshadowed by the white mind.
Fuck, sorry. Hey. Hey, sorry. Yeah. I'm just gonna, yeah, okay. You ready? Yeah? All right. What? Ugh, I know. Dry like the Sahara, okay? Don't shame me. I didn't have time. Jesus, Benny, take the photos already. It's not like I don't moisturize, okay? I do. Okay, sometimes I forget, but it's not like I enjoy being ashy. Bitch, I just forget. But fuck, I mean, do you? Do you moisturize every day? Didn't think so. I mean, you and every other white kid can be ashy as hell, and no one would see it, and no one would care. But with black people, you're like, whoa, put some Egyptian magic on that shit. Like, oh my God, remember Paul from Chem? Come on, he was a year ahead of us. He always brought like those 500 fucking milliliter cans of Monster energy drink every morning. It was 8 a.m. Yeah. Okay, Paul was ashy. I am not there yet. I watched that movie you recommended, by the way, that Something the Lord made with the guy who played Snape. Yeah, Alan Rickman. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I didn't know Mos Def could act. He was good, I thought. He was good. A little Negro-y. Oh, don't give me that face. Not like N-wordy. That's different, okay? Negro-y is more subtle. It has more curves than the other one. Fuck, yes, the N-word. Anyways, Negro-y gives way too much hope, and it gives the white people their God complexes. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah, for sure. Kind of, but, you know, the term Uncle Tom feels really worn out. Negro-y has more flavor in the bowl. You know, Negro-y is more, Here, picture. Okay, black boy is falling behind in his English class, and his white teacher takes pity on him because of course he can't read as well, right? So the white teacher decides to pull the black boy aside after class, which embarrasses the black boy. So the first thing we, the audience, hear him say is something along the lines of, yo, what the fuck you tripping for? And then Mr. White Guy is all like, you're failing, jambalaya. And the black boy does that thing where he twitches his neck and he says, the fuck? And he's about ready to like scrap with Mr. White Guy. But then Mr. White Guy lowers his shoulders and he takes off his glasses, you know, to reveal beautiful blue eyes. But I think you have serious potential. And the black boy softens and he thinks to himself, who knows? Maybe this is the only chance I'll ever get to advance beyond a life of drugs, poverty, violence. So he says, I'll think about it. And he goes to leave. But before he can leave, Mr. White Guy says something like, and don't sag your pants like that. If you're going to learn to read, you're going to need to get a grip and a belt. And we smile because it's just so clever that he personified the phrase getting a grip with putting a belt on, you know? Sorry. Shit, sorry. But does that make sense? It's different from N-wordy. Well, to answer that question, you'd need to know what a nigger is. Oh, that is a mouthful. Makes me itch. Anyways, do you know what that word means? Hey, it's okay. I didn't expect you to, all right? You know what's crazy? I was actually just having this conversation with Paul. It must have been, 7, 8 years ago now? When were we talking about that? Oh, I remember. It was after midterms in junior year when we skipped the rest of the day and we went to Regal Battery Park and we saw Django Unchained. Oh, Django Unchained, what a movie. Have you seen Django Unchained? Right? Oh, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's character? That is a nigger. Oh, he's conniving, unpleasant, and oily. But I don't really think that Samuel L. Jackson's character is the problem there. It's more the state that he's in, you know? What forced him down so low? When did he realize that offering to whip the other slaves gave him so much, owner clout? And when did he decide that that was more important than his freedom? I think nigger is a state of being, more or less. It's a mindset. It's the cognition of it all. Do you remember that scene where he's breathing down Leonardo DiCaprio's neck at the dinner table and he's laughing his ass off at Leo's racist jokes? To the point where you're like, holy fuck, Samuel, can you give Leo some space? But then you realize that what you've just said is, in essence, holy fuck, slave, can you give your owner some space? That right there, that hop, skip, and a jump rabbit hole where you find yourself defending a slave owner's personal bubble, where you find yourself personally intruded upon as if you are the owner. I think that is nigger too. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure exactly if that's what you were asking. I guess what I mean to say is that the N-word isn't actually just a synonym for black. It's a synonym for, America's black. America's black parts, underbelly, subtext. It was all economic, the N-word. It was for profit, fuel. So, nigger is like the flame beneath the boiling pot of soup that is America, I guess. Call it what you want. Chicken noodle, New England clam chowder, but doesn't really matter what the soup is if it's cold, right? I mean, nobody fucks with cold soup. What matters most? The flame. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's bright. Paul got shot last year. Yeah. Resisting arrest, apparently. I don't know. Nobody I know got an email. I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just always felt close to Paul. Only 2 in the class, both ahead of the curve. And he had a hard-on for gore, just like Tarantino. Okay, yeah. Hair up, go ahead. Oh, fuck. Would you stop for a second? I just need to get another, wait, shit, I can't really see. Fuck, stop. Can you just, wait, seriously, I can't fucking, stop, dude, I can't fucking see. I need to get, stop, Paul, Benny, fuck, stop, I said, stop. Fuck, Benny, would you quit it? Why are you documenting this? I don't like the stress. I should have moisturized. Can we reschedule? I know. Just delete these, okay? I don't want to look like this. Today isn't the right day.
I turn on the TV. 5 o'clock news, what do I see? A dead kid who looks like me. 6 o'clock news, what do I see? Another dead kid who kind of looks like me. 10 o'clock news, what do I see? 2 kids dead in the street, blood to their feet, looking like my homeboy and me. So tell me, am I supposed to be happy with this democracy? I pledge allegiance to the black boy who looks at his reflection and sees nothing, who sags his pants because it's the only way for people to see inside of him, who holds a gun because no one would give him their hand. To the black woman who lets men in because she cannot let emotion out, who puts on tight jeans to squeeze out her insecurities, squeeze out the hate sedated in immigrants and slave ships we steal from the shops we fought to sit in. You say black and they don't think back. They look at what's going down now. Body bags and hashtags. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, except when it's my own. Hashtag fight hate, but I think I'll wait to say something. That small violin is playing the song of this nation's shame. My 40 acres and a mule must have gotten lost in the mail, but they tell me to have hope. But the same people who tell me cannot define what hope is. It's hope that my mom's mom was a slave and that I spend long nights taping back the pages in the book, romanticizing of a time in which my family's history was not condensed into 1 month, not only 1 month, but the shortest of the 12, leading to guns replacing textbooks. Bullet holes replacing boots worn by people aligned, standing in line, fighting for peace. No. Hope is a seed that you plant and pray will one day become an adult. And let's not get hope confused with change. Change is what you get back at the checkout. Hope is what you cash in. Hope is hoping that I'll live to see 25. It's hoping that I can one day walk into an Ivy League school without getting funny looks. It's continuing the foundation that our founders laid for us. And I'm not talking about Washington, Jefferson, and Adams. No, I'm talking about King, X, and Obama, Tubman, Truth, Angelou, Langston Hughes, Huey Newton, and NWA. It is standing on a stage and saying, I am black, and not giving a damn who's listening. It's my mother pawning off diamond rings so that we'd have something to eat. We look a lot. But when's the last time you actually saw something? We talk a lot. But when is the last time you actually said something? I pray 10 minutes after sinning again. Is God still taking our phone calls, or does he send them straight to voicemail? But we had so much hope. Well, if we had so much hope, then why, when I turn on the TV, 5 o'clock news, what do I see? A dead kid who looks like me. And 6 o'clock news, what do I see? Another dead kid who kind of looks like me. At 10 o'clock news, what do I see? 2 kids dead in the street, blood to their feet, looking like my homeboy and me. So tell me, am I supposed to be happy with this democracy?
Give it up for my friends. Turn on your cameras and come off of mute and give it up for my friends. Turn off your cameras and come off mute and give it up for my friends.
Oh yeah!
Sage and Natalie and Cris and James and Osaretin and Gerald. Thank you for sharing your work with us. We're gonna do a little Q&A. Is that okay? And we can all just be in the room and we'll have a little conversation. Friends, what work? What work? Can you tell people what this process has been like for you? We met like what, maybe a month ago now? Can you all tell people what it's been like? What have you learned from working on this work or writing it or sharing it? Anything you want to share?
So I want to share that it was a very I wasn't intense, but like it was a very, in a way, eloquent and like articulate process, you know. But all of us coming together and finding a way uh, to come together and work together to be able to perform all our pieces. And it was nice directing by Mr. Anthony. But he made it possible for us to dissect and make make the best out of our pieces. So it was a good process, and it was nice hearing what others had to say and like how others thought about certain things. It was really good, a good experience for me.
Good. What else, friends?
The Black experience in America and being Black in general is so crazy. Like it could range from being like bearable to super shitty, and just being able. Oh, wait, can I say that? Can I say that?
Absolutely, you can say
Okay.
whatever you want.
Yeah, to being like super fucking shitty, and like knowing that there are other people, like other writers and creatives who have that experience or have an experience of their own. Um, it gives you like a whole new perspective into how America or um, you know, just whiteness and how it's rooted in everything can affect different Black people. Because even though the experiences, you know, are the same in terms of racism against, you know, many Black people, you know, it's one of those things where it could be so multifaceted, like everyone's going through their own thing. And it's just really good for opening up your horizons and everything. So.
The first thing that I thought when I read your pieces were how different they were. Can you all talk about because I was tricky and we didn't start the first day by everybody sharing their stuff. Can you all talk about what it was like to work on your own piece and then to hear the pieces of other people?
Definitely. I was gonna say how what's so enlightening about this process is that I'm not the only person who thinks. It's so beautiful to see, like, oh snap, we all have things to share. We all have thoughts in our mind. And it's like, although it may be different, we all feel, it comes from a place of feeling. And that feeling, I imagine, at least for me, is sympathy, is rage and beauty. And for me to see other people's pieces, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's insane. That's beautiful. Because we all find the commonalities within ourselves first before we really connect with others. So for me, that was really just it was a serene process to just see the tapestry, the bones, the flesh weave all together, and you start seeing the colors. It was amazing. I loved it. Loved it.
That's James, friends, who says he's not an actor and barely a writer. Just throwing that out there. Barely, he says. What else?
I'll go. I think that I struggled a lot editing my piece. It was very bare bones, and I'm glad with the way that it turned out. Just to kind of echo James's point, I think when we all finally came together, which was a couple weeks into the process, and we heard each other's things, Troy, you're totally right. They're all very different, but they all send a similar message, or they all come from a very similar place. And I think it was just really affirming after George Floyd, after so much, just to see, again, just what James was talking about. Okay, there are still people that are on the same page as me. There are still people that are seeing what I'm seeing and experiencing what I'm experiencing and have a desire to do something about it. Um, I think that was really powerful, and I think that's what we all kind of needed in that moment. Yeah.
Natalie, your piece had a little bit of a life before you entered it into this beautiful competition. Have you learned anything today about your piece or since that you didn't know when you first wrote it?
I would say the process from when I wrote it and then going through all of 2020 and just having it being shared on all different platforms, having it being shared at protests, having it be shared through just emailing it and people saying, hey, I like this, I'm gonna send it to my cousin. The one thing that I've seen this develop into something a little deeper, just the idea that there's power in your words. There's power in your tongue and what you say, whether you are, no matter where you're coming from in your heart, it's going to touch somebody. It's going to be something that, depending on how genuine it is in your heart, it could touch somebody else in that same light. And I feel like that has just been something that I've seen from the beginning to today. And that is just something I will always keep replaying in my head, that what I put together, what I write, what I have to say, because this is real to me, I know it's going to be real to somebody else. And I feel like just having that mindset, writing in the future, having a simple conversation with somebody, if it's real to me, I hope it's real to you too.
What about you, Cris?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'm trying not to cry, because this is actually the first time that we've seen it, just no stops all the way through, and it's such a cohesive narrative, such a timeline. You could put each piece and give it a year where multiple people have been killed, and it holds so much weight. And so just watching it back to back, it was like stab wounds, the entire beautiful literary stab wounds. But it was so powerful and so special. Um, and I'm gonna have to, in answering your question, refer to a line that Natalie wrote, and I didn't write, which was, one day I'll marry Blak and carry Blak, which I mentioned the first time I heard it, that was a line that stuck with me, and it did the same tonight, along with every other piece. But I'm a Black man who was raised by a Black woman in a white country, and one day I'm gonna have Black kids, and I don't know that I'll always be around, because that's a fear, right? It's an honest fear. And so all and I'm sure everyone else can concur on this, all I can do is try to leave something behind. Um, and like Osaretin said in his piece, make, the next generation proud of you, so they can say, my father did something, he tried.
One thing that I'm very struck by with this group of young people um, is how much they think about what comes after them. And they haven't even been on Earth that long. I can say that. I'm young too. I also have not been on Earth that long. And there is a there is there is a deep care that all of you possess, like a deep love for things beyond yourself that I think will inform how far you go in life. I mean, from the first day, you all support each other in a way that um, I've not really experienced too much, and you all just do it naturally. It's the most beautiful thing. I get to talk to them all the time, and I already told them that they're stuck with me for the rest of their lives. Um, Audience friends, do you all have any questions or things that you would like to reflect back to these brilliant young people?
Yes. Is it right if I go? Am I interrupting?
Yes, Martin, do your thing.
Yeah, it's a lot actually. But I'll keep it short. I'm humbled to be here and to hear these voices. Like you were saying, Troy, y'all seem to have so much experience for. I mean, granted, I don't know what young means because I feel young myself, but y'all seem to have so much experience and so much compassion and care for the future, uh, and like so much consideration for what Cris had brought up, like what you could leave behind for your family and your loved ones. And I know when I was younger, I wasn't thinking that at all. And I wonder if that's just because of the state of the world and what you are all confronted with. So again, I'm humbled to be here and humbled to hear y'all words. And then real quick, another point. I love the duality, the juxtaposition of the humor and the severity of our state. Like that is to me the crux of life, and y'all have done such a beautiful job of sharing that with us. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Martin. Faith in the chat asked if any of you knew each other before this. And where are you all joining us from?
No, did not know any of them. But you know what? As artists, we just connect like this through our art, and that was is beautiful. So it's like I feel like I know them. And I'm coming in from Jamaica, Queens, but I'm actually in East Harlem right now. So that's what's up.
My neighbor. Where are the rest of you located at this moment?
I'm coming from I'm in the Bronx, New York right now.
Bronx, the boogie down. Sage, where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn right now.
Brooklyn.
I am in Troy's hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, the Bronx of the South.
The Bronx of the South. I don't know if we can say that, Cris. The Bronx of the South? I'm going to need you to put some respect in my hometown. And the Bronx is amazing, but I don't actually know that Louisville can live up to the Bronx of anything. Like, we have some culture, but I don't know if we have that much. Renee's from Louisville too. It's a Kentucky takeover. Let's just be real. Well, that's the next conversation. How Kentucky affects the American arts. Who else? Gerald, where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York right now.
Brooklyn. More questions, friends, or reflections?
Hey, Troy, this is Horace Barker, and I just want to say how much I enjoyed everything today. I want to encourage everybody to keep on writing because from what I can see, there's a lot here to be told that we haven't even heard today. So I hope all of you will just take this as a really good starting point and that we can hear from you in times to come. But thank you for all of this participation, and I just hope you keep up the good work.
Thank you. Renee?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I do have a question. I know that Natalie's piece was something that had a life before this, but the process of creating the pieces and putting them together, how did that transpire?
Anybody want to answer? Go ahead, Sage.
I think honestly, a lot of it is due to Troy. Troy deserves like a huge round of applause for this one. He heard all of our pieces individually. He met with us all one on one, and then he was like, you know what? I can make this shit so brilliant. And then he just did his thing. And we watched him, and at least like me and James, I know we were like slack jawed. We were like, how are you doing this work? It's so natural to him. And he kind of compiled it all together, and we had these individual pieces. And he just created something so much more beautiful than any of them are kind of individually. So it's all Troy.
Clearly, I have to answer this question, or the narrative will get flawed. So what actually happened was I was sent this Google folder. Actually, it was an email from Danilo with all of these pieces in it. And I read them and I was like, are you serious? And then I just met with them individually and I asked them how they wanted their pieces to be represented. We talked about them. And then I was like, do you want to read your piece? Like, do you want other people to read your piece? And they did it. They were like, yeah, let's do this. And then all kinds of ideas spurred up. We talked about how do we find the light in these pieces? You know, a lot of the pieces were very heavy. We talked about like, is there an arc? Is there something collectively that we're trying to say? So I think the piece really just came out of a bunch of questions. And the only thing I did was like, you say this. That's really all that happened. The rest of it was like conversations. But I love that they feel that I did something because that makes me happy. I just was like, let's meet in the Zoom room at this time. I'm sorry, I live on 145th. There's like always an emergency, especially at 554. Like there's just emergencies. It's an emergency.
And I just also wanted to say congratulations to y'all because this is beautiful, powerful. It was such an emotional roller coaster. I want to thank you for this gift you gave to us tonight. It was truly a gift, and thank you for that. And you offer hope for, like what your generation, what you guys are taking to the future. So thank you.
Do y'all believe me now? Renee Fleming said it, so it wasn't me. It's not coming from me telling you all this. You offering hope to the world. I told y'all. Anything else? Marcus says, since undertaking this process, have your individual works been influenced by another member in your cohort? Will there be any collaborations in the future?
Yeah, the mixtape is coming soon.
The mixtape is coming soon.
You pass them outside the corner store.
Yeah, that's right. Patient J right here on starting it all. Passing to Cris. Go ahead.
Oh, find us on SoundCloud.
Some of you do have other work though. I just read a play of Chris's that I enjoyed very much. I'll also tell you, this is a revolutionary idea, but like they're all available for your commissioning. We'll talk about
begin at $1.
Well, that's not true. I will be taking my agent's fee. So
as future collaborations go though, I mean, I see so much potential in every single even as just individuals, like, okay, me with Sage, me with Cris, that right there, it'll be completely different dynamics, but we're still great in our own rights. And I feel like, yeah, future collaborations, I'm down. I'm a writer, you're a writer. Let's write, let's create these worlds. Let's do it. So hell yeah, I'm down for that.
Real quick, there was a question that came before that.
Says, see, this is why Gerald gets paid the big bucks. He's looking at the chat. Go ahead, Gerald.
Yeah, it says, was any of your writings from personal experiences? I obviously cannot speak for everybody. Everybody's piece was powerful and they got their inspirations from wherever they got them. But for my piece personally, my piece did come from personal experience, just my outlook on the world at the time. I was very full of hate and anger at this country, some of it at myself. And I internalized that sat myself in a room for like a few hours and just wrote something, because that's the only time I can get stuff out, you know. And I was just frustrated at some of the older generations who are so out of touch with the younger generations and how things work, and white people not listening to Black voices because they don't want to acknowledge certain things, or their white fragility is too fragile to acknowledge these bigger issues. And I put all that frustration not play, but into a piece where I'm just kind of attacking anything that made me upset. At the same time, a lot of those issues that I presented can, it's right back at me too. It's like, you can be a problem too sometimes. So that's just for me, but I'd love to hear from the rest of y'all too.
I guess I'll go because my mom asked that question and I was hoping that people overlooked it. But thanks, Gerald, for bringing us back to it. Um, but personal experience. Now I feel like there's an expectation to my answer. Yeah, I think all of our pieces come from personal experience one way or the other. But personally, I didn't write that poem in 2020. I wrote that poem in 2017. Like that was not, which is kind of, what we discussed kind of the first time we all met was that people, you post your black boxes and you're like 2020 is awful. Yeah, so was 2019, so was 2018, so was 2013, so was 1992. And so my poem, kind of like Gerald said, was a series of collective thoughts of me saying, this shit keeps happening. What hope can I hold on to? I'm grasping for sticks at this point. And this was before the 2020 explosion. This was just an every year, every week, every month issue that would do exactly what happens now, which is someone would get killed. Someone would talk about it. Someone would post about it. Someone would march about it. Then everyone would collectively forget about it until someone else got killed. And so, kind of the question I asked myself when writing my piece was, how can I, living in a society where people are only acknowledged after they're gone, can I find hope? Why do we only say their names when they can't say them themselves? And the piece only continues to grow as more names kind of sit on the shoulders of it. So thanks for asking the question, Mama. Love you.
Definitely, I concur with that. It really just stems from my writing stems from my own thoughts and insecurities too, because it was an amalgamation of of different poems that I wrote. I pieced it all together because I said, wait. I'm talking about one thing. I'm angry at this thing. But at the same time, I'm not just angry. I want more than just my rage, more than just me being mad and kill everybody. It's not going to solve anything. I want something. I want to live. I want to live because marrying Black and carrying Black is everything. Black love is important. It's important. So, the reason why, we all together here, we all write from a personal place. So for me, writing it was all about discussing my own experiences, and for just a little line or two, I said, hey, like I also walked these streets too. I also protested, and I did see a little bit of what's been transpired out there. And I'm like, damn, like I see it with my own eyes. And before I didn't, because I was just young and I didn't really understand. Oh, so me being lighter, I have my own privileges to my sister who's darker than me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm learning and I write it down and I'm sharing. And I just want peace too. I just want love. That's all I really want. Nobody has to be hard and try to kill nobody. None of that. It's all a facade. Just like what Chris said about being seen. It's why they SAG. You feel me? So yeah, I really it stemmed from me observing the world around me. So thank you for hearing us out.
Y'all are dope. Want to thank everyone for coming, for listening, for being in conversation with these young artists and their work. We are out of time, and also the conversation continues. Thank you, friends, for sharing your work with all of us. We are all very grateful, and I think that your work that you have done will live way beyond this moment. So thanks everyone for coming. Applause. I can't wait until we're out of these little boxes. Thank you, friends. Good night.